Also tonight, we would like to correct a report that appeared on CNN last night. Based on information from multiple law enforcement sources, CNN reported that Adnan Bukhari and a brother, Amir of Vero Beach, Florida, were suspected to be two of the pilots who crashed into the World Trade Center. Today, CNN learned that Adnan Bukhari is still in Florida, where he was questioned yesterday by the FBI, and after taking a lie detector test, today he was cleared of involvement in Tuesday's airliner attacks. We are sorry for the misinformation. Through his attorney, Bukhari says he is not connected at all with this, that he is helping authorities, and that any documents that they found with his name means his identity was stolen. He says Amir Bukhari, who he says is not his brother, died in a small plane crash last year.
Some of the men on the list, for instance, another man named Al-Omari, who is on the list, Abuhim Al-Omari, he was linked to a flight school in Vero Beach. Police had gone to that flight school. It's called Flight Safety International. Neighbors have said that this man was at Flight Safety International, but a next-door neighbor of his, taken into custody for questioning, we know through his lawyer, has told the FBI that Al-Omari is actually safe in Saudi Arabia and should be presenting himself to U.S. officials in that country. We were told he would be presenting himself yesterday.
The living Omari, who is the FBI's current and second pick, reported that his passport had been stolen. So we have an unburned passport, IDs left behind at strip clubs, and then a list with all the names on it. It was conveniently left in a bag there for everybody to know. But then the FBI royally goofs up that list because they have a number of hijackers who aren't dead. Robert Mueller, the former director of the FBI, finally told CNN in September of 2002 that, quote, there was no legal proof to prove the identities of the suicidal hijackers. Within the hijacker cells were leaders who were not idiots, but operatives guiding the attack. These men used fake passports and planted evidence after the attack to create a paper trail in the direction that they wanted. Mohammed Atta, or the man claiming to be him, was certainly one of these operatives and never boarded his final flight. Probably dressed as a crewman and slipped onto another flight, ultimately leaving the country. That's my speculation.
Father of hijacker Mohammed Atta expressed disbelief today at his home in Egypt that his son could have been one of the suicide terrorists.
There is absolutely no link between my son and Islamic groups. Mohammed, my son, hates Osama bin Laden like he hates the sinner. He was killed, I do not know, but he called me a few days ago after the attack. Do you see me sad?
الموضوع ده مدبر ولا يتم إلا بمعرفة جهاز مخابرات، وليس هناك جهاز مخابرات في العالم له مصلحة في أن يحدث هذا الموضوع إلا الموساد، وله سوابق. الموساد له سوابق، وسوابق تكاد تكون نسخة من هذا الحادث.
وقال له حضرتك ايه؟
ابني يا إما مخطوف يا إما اتسرق جواز سفره، يا إما اتخطف وصفوه قتلوه. وهذا الحادث لا يمكن عقلا لمنظمة صغيرة أو متوسطة أن تنفذه.
I'm going to agree with Seymour Hersh's investigation in the New Yorker. Whatever trail was left deliberately for the FBI to find. He was told by a senior military officer, because of the visas and other documentation needed to infiltrate team members into the United States, a major intelligence service might also have been involved. Yeah, you think?
Who stole their identities, and why isn't the FBI looking for them? If the hijackers really were Muslims, why would they steal the identities of fellow Muslims and implicate them? Wouldn't they be more likely to steal Israeli identities and put the blame on Israelis? If the hijackers were Israelis, wouldn't they be likely to steal the identities of Muslims and put the blame on Muslims?